Hey guys, how you doing? This is Roland Webb with the Ordinary Investor here for just another quick seminar or session on who is controlling your money. So let me just first start by prefacing there was this Charles Schwab commercial called Why that came out a long time ago, and it really struck a chord with me. And pretty much it was a guy driving in a car with his child, and his child was asking about retirement, and the father was pretty much saying, I don't know. And the young man would say, well, why? Why is it like that, Dad? And he said, well, I don't know. And he said, well, why, Dad? If you lose money, or if you make money, they still get money. And the dad was like, yeah. And the and the kid said, why? And the dad said, well, that's just the way it is, son. And that's how the commercial ended. And then the dad just sat and thought. These are great questions that this kid is asking. My kid is asking me fantastic questions. Why do I pay commissions? Why are things the way they are in my retirement? Why do I have to do things in a certain way? Now, I'm not telling you to go and change anything that you're doing. I'm simply saying that maybe it's worth an examination of what you have. A lot of times in our retirement accounts, we sometimes are not as knowledgeable about what we have as we think because we don't take a deep dive into looking what's in there. And I've shown you on several instances, and I'll try to show you again, that you're going to have varying options in your retirement accounts, and it's worth taking a look because, again, uh, I think as much as up to 1 percentage point difference. So the difference between 0.5 and a 1.5 percentage point difference in fees can literally equate to 1/3 of your retirement being eaten away by fees and commissions. That's right. I'm going to say it again. The difference between 0.5 and 1.5 in a fee structure can eat up 1/3 of your retirement account. Let me just put that in perspective. So if you have $1 million retirement, the fees could eat up 300,000, and the only difference that it needs to say is 0.5 or 1.5. That needs to be the only difference. Now, I know 1 percentage point doesn't seem like a lot, but if that fee is taken out consistently on compounded gains, it can equate to 1/3 of your retirement. That's 1/3 of the money that you worked hard for, that somebody got because you maybe made checked the box wrong, or you didn't quite know what you were checking or understand. So make sure that you are paying attention to that. Okay, now let's go back to who controls your money. Okay, let's get back on topic. So have you ever sat and looked at who manages your money? Like who's managing your fund, like the actual person or the actual company that manages your fund, in addition to all the rest of the information that comes along with your fund? Well, I know sometimes I didn't, but I now know what my products are in. But before, I had no clue. When I went to work, I went to HR. I picked, I picked a box that I thought was good for me, and then I just kind of let it go and just waited for it to happen. And when I took a deeper dive into it, it was amazing the information that I found out. It was fantastic. So it is definitely worth it for you to take a look at your retirement plan, log into it, look up the holdings in your retirement, look up who manages your fund, look up their track record, look up the ratios to see for yourself. And then you may even want to look if there are other alternatives, because there probably are. And even if there are not other alternatives within your particular work structure, there are other alternatives out there if what you have is not meeting your satisfaction. So make sure we understand who controls our money. Y'all, this is our money. We're the ones spending the hours in the office or the hours on the job. We're the ones, earning the money through contracting or whatever else. But for a lot of us, we don't even know who is controlling our money in our retirement accounts. We have no clue. Chances are a larger corporation passed that task on to other corporations. All right, like bigger name corporations. The chances are our immediate company is not in charge of the fund, but another company is in charge of the fund that has our retirement accounts, our life savings, what we're depending on in the future for income. And we don't even know what's going on. Okay. It took me some amount of years, just to talk about me, it took me some amount of years before I was telling my financial advisor, my HR representative, or my finance person, whoever would come in and do my finance. It took me a couple years before I was telling them what I wanted to be in. No, I want to be in a fund that has this. Okay, I see you have options, but do you have this option? Do you have this index fund? Do you have this particular option for me? And truth be told, they actually had some of those options, but they weren't telling me those options. I had to do my own research and find out. And again, this is our life savings. This is our livelihood after we work. After we put in a good 30 years of work, this is our livelihood. And a lot of times we don't even know who is managing it. We don't know their track record. We don't know if they're good, if they're not good. We don't know if they have 4 stars or 1 star. We have no idea a lot of times, and it's worth investigating and examining it, because at the end of the day, it'll take you maybe an hour, a couple hours to do, but this is your life savings. This is the money you worked hard for. And a lot of times we don't even know who controls it, because a lot of times it sure is not us, and we don't know what's going on, but it should be, because guess what? Who is going to take better control of your money? You or a stranger you've never heard of? I know. Roland, why you hit me with this today? I know, but we have to do it. And the thing about it is, folks, when you take that dive in, you'll find out so much information and realize, wow, maybe I wasted a year. Maybe I should have been in a different fund, or I knew I should have been in this and they had this available. Why didn't they switch me over? They're not going to do it for you. Okay. You have to do it for yourself. You have to go out there, get informed, get the information, or even if you have the information, you then have to take action, log into your account, make the phone calls, and switch it to what you know is supposed to be right. Or have somebody switch it for you. Say, hey, I want this. What do you have available for me? I want something that mirrors this index, or I want something that has this mixture of stocks and bonds, or whatever it is. But we are leaving our life savings a lot of times up to people that we don't even know, that don't know us. They don't know our situation. They don't know our family. They don't know anything about us. We don't know anything about them. Yet they control the hard-earned money that we make and then invest it for us on our behalf. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So who controls your money? Who controls your money? Something to think about. If you don't know the answer to that, the persons or the companies, you might find it well worthwhile to take a look, because this is your life savings and nobody's going to treat it better than you. So you at least need to know what's going on. A lot of us, take a blind eye to our retirement, but we can't. This is our life savings that we work hard. What is the point in working? I mean, yeah, for passion, because we enjoy what we do, for some of us. But I mean, it's to have an end goal, to have an end game, right? And if we're all off track over here because we didn't look when we should be coming straight here, then that can be years, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars just being eaten away at our account. Not being in the most efficient, investments for us. And that has a big, big impact over time. Imagine if you had a 1% increase. I talked about how 1% can eat up 1/3 of your retirement. What if you had a 1% gain per year because you made some good decisions, right? Or what if you had a 2% gain because you were in the right mix of stocks and bonds? How could that boost what you have at the end of the day when you retire? 1/3, 2/3 more? That take you from 1 million to 1.3, 1 million to 1.6. That's almost double because you got 2 percentage points extra per year. Now, I'm not an advisor. I'm not an advisor. I don't have anything. I don't have any licenses or anything like that. I'm not giving advice. I'm just saying, if you don't know the answer to who controls your money, you should find out. You should find out. All right. There is a world out there of finance that a lot of us, because we work, are just not privy to, or just don't know about. But the first thing we have to do is be responsible for ourselves. We can't continue to rely upon other people to do our work for us, to do what we're supposed to do. It's our responsibility to know where our money's going and to know who's controlling it. So we have to do it. This is Roland Webb. I know this might have been a hard one. This might have been one where we didn't want to look at it. This might have been like, oh, I didn't want to do that. Why did he say that? But we got to do it. And I wanted to tell you that. I want to give you this information so that you do go check. You may be in the right investment. You might be in what you like. You might not. But you need to know. You need to check. And it's something that you should do at least, once a year, once every other year, to make sure that things are going to your level of satisfaction, that your investments are going to your level of satisfaction. If you don't have investments at the job, talk to your HR people or about how you can do that. Or you can set up your own retirement accounts at a brokerage firm like a Charles Schwab or Fidelity or, at your local bank. They probably have something too, even though they might not be the best. But even if your work doesn't offer retirements, you can get those on your own too. You just have to go out and get it and get it started and, make your deposits in there and find out the rules and regulations and limitations on what you can put in there on a yearly basis. They're not hard to get. You can get them on irs.gov or just kind of look them up, and then you can get a nice screenshot of what those are. Or you can go into a brokerage firm and ask them what the limitations are, and more likely they'll tell you because they want you to invest your money with them. So make sure you control, or at least who controls your money. All right. This is your life savings. No, money isn't everything, but I'll be doggone if you're working your whole entire life and you're coming up 1/3 of the amount of money short that you were supposed to have, or you're coming up with maybe 50% of the money that you were supposed to have because you didn't take a look at it. We want to do that. Okay. We want to take a look at it. You should on a regular basis. You should actually be learning more about money and finance on a regular basis, because I'm telling you guys, it is liberating to find out the truth about money, or to find out your truth about money, because money has a different function in everyone's life. So, and everybody has different money personalities as well. So if you figure out what works for you, then that's great, but you have to find out, and nobody's going to do that for you. So this is Roland Webb with Ordinary Investor. Who is controlling your money is the question that I'm asking you today. If you know, fantastic. If you don't know, you really should find out. It will do you a world of good. This is Roland Webb. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for allowing me to help educate you in the world of finances. You can get more resources, information, and courses at theordinaryinvestor.com. Take care and have a good one.